Hello lovely people, hope you're well wherever you are, and happy Q&A for August 2024. And can you believe it's the end of August already? Absolutely bonkers. Don't worry, it's going to be Christmas and lots of Christmas stuff to come here on the channel. So welcome to the Q&A. If it's the first time you've joined us, we do this every single month, and it's a great way of us name checking you, and also to get any questions that you've got about London or London visited answered. And also it's a great way to show you some of the little bits and pieces around London as well in the background. So where are we? Well, you may be looking and thinking, wow, that looks like it's quite remote. It's not, it's right in the centre of London. And we've just found a wildlife trail over at Regents Park, which is very, very quiet. In fact, these people coming up behind me are the first people I've seen for some time. So we've got some great questions this month, which we'll be sharing with you in a couple of ticks. And don't forget, of course, if you've got any questions that you'd like answered about London, then please just let us know what they are in the comments down below, and we will pick them up at the end of September. This has been going great, guys. I think we've done it since about January, and it seems to be really, really popular. So anyway, any questions you've got, put them down below, and we get a wide variety of questions, so I'm so pleased. And we will kick off in just a couple of seconds. Anyway, in the meantime, let me just give you a quick show around of what we've got in this wildlife trail. So it's a lovely little wildlife trail. Down there as well, we have a stream, which is lovely, little pond. And I've been watching the birds in there, but also dragonflies as well. So we've got all sorts of stuff that's here. And this little nature trail just is by the tennis courts at Regents Park. So if you know Regents Park really well, yeah, it's got big tennis courts. And that there, they've actually shaped the ground into the shape of a newt. So that's the eye, and then that's the back of the newt. Very good, very creative, love it. So it's a great way to show you around London and show you some of the bits and pieces as well. Right, should we crack on? Why not? So we're going to give some name checks and all the rest of it. I'm going to start with this one. Catherine, do you know what? A really great question. So Catherine says, there is such a strong association with England and afternoon tea. Could you tell me honestly how often English people have a formal afternoon tea, meaning a tablecloth, 3-tiered serving stand, etc.? Would you say once a week, once a month, a few times a year? Also, would the common working person be more likely to simply have a cup of tea and a few biscuits for an afternoon pick-me-up, or will their modern work life simply not allow time for this? I'm so fascinated to understand what the reality of daily life is versus the stereotype. Yeah, I love the stereotype. It's hilarious, isn't it? Thank you for reading out comments, and it's an absolute pleasure. And she said she has a head full of questions, but truly understand they can't always be answering every one of them. Do you know what, Catherine? You ask away, and if we can fit them in, we'll do it. So, what a great question. Bear with me. Bless me. So, what a great question. So, afternoon tea. So, as English, we tend to drink stereotypically lots and lots of tea. Do we do an afternoon tea? No, we don't do an afternoon tea. Afternoon tea is probably reserved for those of upper class, if they do that, and also those going out on special occasions. So as you may know, you can have afternoon tea in all the main departments, all the main stores such as Harrods, Fortnum & Mason, etc. So you can do those there. But afternoon tea, do you know what? I've never even been for an afternoon tea, but interestingly enough, some people have asked to do it, and that's something that I've got to arrange. I know Joe's looking forward to it. We are going to arrange an afternoon tea somewhere, and someone's actually reached out to me and said that they'd like us to do a promotion for them when they do afternoon tea. So that may well be happening yet, which would be really, really good. So we're definitely going to pick that one up. So no, it's very stereotypical, but we drink lots of tea, and we drink tea all day long, lots of people, or coffee, etc. And biscuits, we just munch them anytime. So, great question to start with. I love that one. Thank you very much. Right, next one comes from, and this is rather appropriate, from Irma, who's in Finland. Is there a guided flower garden tours or flower exhibitions in London? So interesting enough, we have Chelsea Flower Show every year where you can go in. That's a great exhibition of flowers. And of course, we've got the mighty Kew Gardens, which we featured a few times at Christmas and various other bits and pieces. And you can go there, you can get tours around there. You've got the greenhouses, you've got all sorts of bits and pieces. So I would say they're probably the key ones. As far as guided tours, they're probably the closest that we do to those. And of course, you can go round any of the sort of the parks where they've got all the flowers, which are absolutely incredible as well. So well worth doing if you get a chance to do that if you were coming over to London. And interestingly, I want to get down to Kew soon because there's Kew Palace, which I've never been to, so I want to get down there and film very shortly. So hoping to do that soon as well. So great question, Irma. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's 2 questions down, some more to go. Next one from Michelle. So Michelle, love the question. Does London offer tours where you can ride a horse-drawn carriage? Well, interestingly enough, I don't see horse-drawn carriages that much. So I went and had a little investigation, and we do, they are. But interestingly enough, there's only a few companies that do it, and there are no prices. So yes, you can, including going around Buckingham Palace, down the Mall, etc. But it's interesting that there's no prices, which basically means I think it's a very bespoke thing that if you want to do it, and it'll probably cost an absolute fortune. So yes, you can. So the old days of the horse-drawn carriage and doing the tour is still possible, but it's going to cost you an absolute fortune to do it. So there you go, a special event, definitely. Nice question, Michelle, love that. Almost fits into the afternoon tea bit that we had a little bit earlier, and the stereotypical, didn't it? Sort of upstairs, downstairs, love it. Right, next one. Oh, this is a good one. Luana, thank you very much. Now, it says, for the very old historical icons in London, including sort of the Shakespeare Theatre, Tower of London, Big Ben, etc., is there a fund that is collected and applied to continuous restoration and preservation? Ah, really interesting. So it really does depend on what it is, because most of these places are their own individual charities. They raise money through entrance fees, merchandise and various other bits and pieces for the continual improvement. That's definitely the case with the Shakespeare's Theatre. Big Ben will definitely get restoration money from the government, as with the Houses of Parliament. Westminster Abbey probably has a restoration fund, but it will be doing that and collecting money all of the time through donations and their entrance fees as well. But most of the things that you see, most of the places that you see, the iconic places, have got to have their own registered charity. They raise money for the continual restoration and to keep things in order. And if you think about how many millions of people go through some of these places, you can see why they have to raise money like they do, charitable donations, etc., which make a massive difference to keep things going and keep things restored. Okay, so that's a great question, Luana. Thank you very much for that one. Now, let me just give you a quick squint round and show you where we are. We're now in Regents Park. That looks like giant rhubarb. It's probably not giant rhubarb. Wouldn't fancy it now. It's got spikes on it. But as we go round, this is the Japanese garden at Regents Park. And that is the waterfall there, which is lovely, coming down. And you can hear the water just underneath, lapping away, which is lovely. I'll tell you what we'll do. As we've got people coming round here. Oh, heron. Just on the bank over there. Just zoom in on that. Get the herons every so often. Definitely very common over at St James's Park. And sometimes you see them here. There you go. There's the heron just sitting on the bank of the island of the Japanese garden there. Love it. Next to the statue. Brilliant. On a lovely summer's day in August. We'll continue with the questions, and whilst we do, we'll take a slight detour and we'll go up into this area I've never been to before, actually, around by the Japanese garden here at Regents Park. Love it. So the next one is, have you ever taken a tour of a castle or a palace, says Michelle. One of my favourite tours that I've done, and I couldn't bring it to you because you're not allowed to film within there, is at Buckingham Palace, and you can do a number of guided tours, but you need to get out there very, very quick to get in there because tickets go very, very quickly. And I went and did a number of the staterooms at Buckingham Palace, and they were absolutely incredible. All the colour schemes and everything that they have in there, the crockery, and it's amazing. So I would really highly recommend it. The problem is you can't take pictures, you can't take video, and you're being watched all the time, so there's no way you can even sneak a peek in there. But I would recommend definitely doing that. I've done other tours as well. I've done Windsor Castle before, that was a long time ago, and do you know what? I do jump on the odd tour because it's really fascinating to know, and I just love doing it anyway, whether I'm filming or not. So yeah, grab those. You can do some stuff over at Buckingham Palace and film it. So we bought you the Royal Mews with all of the state carriages. I'll put a link to that in the top right hand corner. And there's a number of other bits and pieces that you can do. But for guided tours, quite often they won't let you film them because they are sort of guided tours, etc. But definitely in the middle of Buckingham Palace, they won't let you film that. Right, let's give you a quick shot of these flowers because these are beautiful. Just look at that lovely orange. They're almost like birds of paradise, but they're not. I'm not sure what they are. But someone out there will know and put it in the comments down below. Aren't they gorgeous? Right here in the middle of Regents Park. There we are. A few more flowers there as well. Wonderful. Okay, so let's go find the next question. Sorry, of that age we had to keep putting reading glasses on and off. Oh, wonder where this goes. Take the high road here. Right, I think this is the final question for this month, and a very specific question. I love this one, and this is from Susan Holland in Australia. So Susan, thank you so much, really appreciate it. And we always say, if it's anything London, let us know, as she set up the challenge. Right, she says there's a street called Durnford Terrace, Kentish town in the census, taken on the 2nd of April 1871. So we're going old history one here. Along with Durnford Place, ultimately became part of the current Marsden Road in NW5, which is northwest London. NW stands for northwest, so it's northwest London 5. I'm trying to find out if Durnford Terrace was the eastern end of the current Marsden Road, and Durnford Place is now what is at the western end. Piecing together what I can find on the internet, I think it was. Wow, what a specific question. So I've done some research here and I found a PDF. So Susan, if you want to get in touch in the comments down below, or alternatively send me your email to londonvisited@gmail.com. I've got a PDF that I found from the council. Which is quite incredible, which gives you a whole load more information, especially of the streets around that area, and I can ping that to you direct. But piecing it together, apparently Durnford Place, numbers 13 to 41 became south, and numbers 10 to 22 became north, and the northwest end of that area was actually changed into the local school, Ryland School I think it was, in the 1900s. So they sort of demolished the northwest end of that area to make it into a playground and a school area as well. So there you go, that gives you an idea of what happened down there, the changing face of London. And funnily enough, it's still changing now. Yeah, there's still places being built and demolished and being changed, especially with different railway systems, etc. coming through. So it's always on the go. Right, I hope you've enjoyed our Q&A for this month, for August. If you've got questions, please, you know where to go. Comments down below, put in your question, and I'll do a reminder as well halfway through September, and then we can give you a name check and have a go at answering your question, no matter how challenging it is, because that was a challenging one. Thank you very much, Susan. Really, really appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much for all the support, for all your comments that you put down below in all of our videos over time. Really, really appreciate it. And please, any questions, put them down below. We'll give you a name check next month. So thank you for joining us from Regents Park. And what we'll do is we'll give you a lovely view round Regents Park in the beautiful summer month of August. The sun is hazy and it's out, so it's not too hot. Not that it's ever getting that hot here in the summer. There we go, we'll just go across into the lake as well, which is just around here. Lovely. And if you've enjoyed this and you remember, have no fear, we've got more in-depth video for the members coming up at the beginning of September, so that will be on the channel for those that are members. We'll include that there as well. And if you fancy joining us as a member, you've got the join button by the side. Anyway guys, thanks a million. Any questions, chuck them down below, and look forward to catching you up at the end of September. Take care, tally byes, bye.